Good morning. The view is nothing special, but last night was my first time sleeping out of town this year since returning to Squamish. With the snow, it just wasn't a reasonable thing to attempt for me. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the potential to get stuck or have an epic. So I've been staying in town for close to 3 weeks now. And yeah, it's really, really good to get out. Waking up out of town today has really just put me in a good mood. I have not felt this awesome in quite a while, probably since it started snowing. It's not that I don't like the snow, it just makes life really, really difficult living in a van, especially if where you are isn't prepared to deal with the snow. And that is something I'm going to talk about more a little later. I talked about this stove in the last episode. This is a MSR Whisperlight. I bought it for backpacking years and years and years ago, long before Vanlife, and it has been my primary stove all throughout Vanlife. And unfortunately, this autumn it broke. I was using it one day, and I noticed that there was like flames coming down this wire here, and I turned it off and then inspected it and realized that the fuel line had cracked. So it split open. And I don't see any reason to buy an entire new stove. But luckily I went into the outdoor store here a couple days ago and was able to purchase one. So I have a new fuel line and we're going to install it today. And if you're wondering, Amanda, you've been using your stove. How have you been doing that if this one is broken? Well, I have this one. This one is even older, and this one is from the late 90s. Let's get into fixing this. That's what I love buying stuff that you can just do yourself. Okay, so that comes up from below. Because it's a thicker fuel line, it won't fit through this little hole here. Oh, I'm gonna have to bend that. Got this multi-tool, got these little pliers, and let's see if I can just kind of like pry this open a bit. Okay, first of all, you're gonna sit there. So let's put this in at the right angle. Come on. Oh, what? It should fit. It should fit. Oh my god, I did it! Wow, that only took me an hour and a half. I did it, Frank! Oh, I am so proud of me. Not because this took a lot of skill to do, but because of my sheer determination to keep trying despite being on the verge of tears. Oh my god. That is awesome. Well, this little project took quite a bit longer than I expected, but thankfully, gathering new skills doesn't always have to be this difficult, which takes me to today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes to choose from. They're ad-free, and their entire catalog is now available with subtitles in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. Skillshare is a great resource for freelancers and entrepreneurs, and I've been so happy to be a member once again and to spend some time at the co-working space investing in myself and developing skills that will support my creative career on the road. But with the co-working space, I found it really easy to get carried away with work, and so the first course I took at Skillshare was the Self-Care Playbook with Jonathan Van Ness, and it was so awesome to have all the reminders of why it's so important to look after myself and some awesome tips on how to squeeze self-care into a busy schedule. So thank you, Skillshare, for that. I've long been an advocate of collecting skills, not things. So the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video, and now let's head into the forest. It feels so amazing to get out of town and go for a walk in the forest. I'm so glad I made the decision last night to try to sleep out of town, because since returning to Squamish almost 3 weeks ago, I have been staying in town and walking in town or on the dike. It's just not the same as being in the forest. So finally got enough away from the highway I can hardly hear it, and it's so nice. I love this section of forest. There's so many of these deciduous trees that just get covered in moss. Oh, it's amazing. But it feels really good to be able to sense the end of this super snowy time. I know it's gonna be a while till this snow melts, but it has been a mess. And we get snow here every year, but usually not as much and usually not for as long. So the town isn't really prepared for it, like the equipment and resources and staffing. So it's been really hard for everyone, especially for people like myself who live in Bends, because the back roads have not been accessible, which means you can't go the legally required 5K from town or whatever up the forestry road to find a nice place to park in the forest, which means you're required to stay in town, and your options are pretty limited to Walmart. I don't really like staying at Walmart. So I've been staying in town, not at Walmart. So what's been happening is the town will plow the main roads, and then there'll be these big piles in the middle. So you can't make any left turns. So you have to really think about where you're gonna drive. But then any road that doesn't get plowed fast enough or doesn't get plowed would get packed into really dense snow and ice. And so it snowed and then it rained. And so all the rain saturated that packed snow, and then it froze again. So that packed snow became really, really solid ice. And there's still lots of sections around town and downtown where instead of a back road where it's the bumps go down, the bumps go up. So it's been really rough driving around. And so we have snow, rain. So you have these epic slush puddles, huge puddles. And then one of these nights we got all this rain that basically hit surfaces and froze instantly, and it was called an ice storm. And my van the next day was very interesting. Yeah, it's quite a relief that it's easier to get around town, can park in parking lots. Like one of my favorite places to hang out during the day wasn't plowed for weeks and I couldn't go there. So I had to just like be in town. Well, this is the road. It's like ice and pastry dough. And this is a parking lot I sometimes like to hang out in, have a meal, enjoy the view. But nobody's parking there. Hey Frank, come on. So it was really nice when I was able to get back there and be able to like start parking there and hanging out. And it's nice because there's access to a toilet and Wi-Fi. And then also like none of the recreation parking lots or trailheads were maintained either. So it was just a time when just like it wasn't reasonable to like go for a hike or to go for a like real hike out of town. It was just like a lot of effort. And I didn't have it in me. So I spent a lot of time resting and just like working on self-care and just being patient, waiting for when everything eased up and I could then come and enjoy these beautiful places. He's so happy for a walk. Me too, Frank. Me too. Let's go. Wow, there's so many trees down this year from the snow and ice. Wow, that's intense. Well, it definitely feels like spring when you're battling blowdown and post-holing at the same time. I've worked up quite the sweat. Could easily be out here in a t-shirt at this point. And I thought going this way would be the easier way to return to the van. Hey, good morning, precious. Look at you. It was so warm in here last night. You didn't even have to come under the blankies. It's 20 degrees all night, Frank. Wow. I feel like before I get too cozy, I should get you a treat, shouldn't I? Oh, yes, I will do that. I made my coffee really good today. I don't always do as good of a job. And I have this This is not for you. I have something for you. This is for me. This, there's a local baker here. Megan goes by Bespoke Baking, and I've known her for years, and so I've been watching all her baking creations, and just, oh, they look so amazing. And she's perfecting a new recipe for vegan and gluten-free cupcakes. That's what this is, so I'm gonna be testing them out. I'm so excited. Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. What? Wow, Megan, good job. It's been really nice enjoying this slow morning here. Just kind of on the edge of town, enjoying the view of the trees out my window. But I got a couple little projects on the van I'd like to get done today. So I think I'm going to move to the parking lot where I enjoyed sunset last night and get to work on those. If you're wondering what the deal is with all these piles of snow, it's the stuff from the middle of the roads downtown they cleared out and dumped here. Well, I just got to the park here and realized that I am super hungry. So before I get going on projects, I think it's time to test out the new fuel line and make sure it's safe. Quite a bit of condensation. Just making sure there's nothing coming out of the fuel line because I did mangle it quite a bit getting it in there. All right, something is not right with this. There should not be flame down here. It should definitely be burning blue by now. And I really want fried potatoes, so I'm going to switch out for the stove I've been using. And this story is to be continued. So this is how more or less the stove should be burning, except not with that orange, because the stove is old and doesn't burn well. I have to cut these down to 40 inches for airflow under my bed on this extension piece, so I can finally put in my new mattress. What are these? It's not even 48. It said 48. It's 47 and a half. Well, it's just got to be around 40, so. This doesn't have to be so hard. Back saw. Okay, apparently you're only supposed to go backwards. Hey, bud, I need to do a little project up here. Yeah, because I have this habit of breaking door handles, window winders. And so I took your window winder and I put it on my door after I broke mine, which happened right after buying you a new winder. And so now I bought you a new winder. Okay, bud? I'm gonna come work here. Just a little project. Oops. Not quite. There we go. Like so. And then it goes on. And then I need to press that with something. Come on. There we go. All right, in the summer, you can have some fresh air again. Oh, yes. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I definitely prefer doing projects at my parents' house where there's like all the proper tools and not in parking lots. This is the best I have for a hammer. So it's that Napa one I got a while back. It's got like the knife in it and stuff. Anyways, that's what we're going to be using today. One more. Oh, and I don't know if you can see this edge here, but they're all different lengths. I did a horrible job at this, but I've been putting it off for so long. That's become one of those things that like I look at that stack of wood every day and I just feel like a failure. So I just need to do this. And if I really am bothered by these ends being a little long, I can fix it later. But the point of these is to help with airflow under the mattress. So it's like almost better, I think, if they stick out a little bit. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. Okay. And then I have another piece of mattress and I'm going to put all one piece of foam this way so there won't be the gap in the mattress. It's going to be much better. But Frank, do you want to come test it out? Hi. Come on. What do you think? What do you think? Can I get a high five? Thank you. Oh, 2 high fives. 2 paws. It feels really good to get back active again after a really hard last month with so much snow. I have more projects I need to take care of, but that's it for today. I have a date with Troy tonight. I think we're gonna get takeout and watch Dune, so I'm very excited for that. But I hope you enjoyed coming along on this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I really appreciate you watching. I have a cute clip of Frank to send you off on your way. And I just want to say another thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. It means so much to me. So if you check out the link in the description, you can try a 1-month free trial. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye.